Hey friends, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Nate Plummer. I am an actors coach and the founder of Stage Door Unlocked. Today's video is another video for my voice teacher and coach colleagues. I'm going to go through the top 5 pages that I think every voice studio's website should have to be successful. This is one that I know a lot of people have been asking me about, so I'm excited to get into it. But first, I need coffee. In the days of online teaching, having a digital presence is so important for any voice studio. And your voice studio website is the central hub of your digital presence. It's going to be a place where people are going to go to get information about you, about your sessions, about your pricing, about scheduling. There are so many important pieces of information that they are going to be able to get from your website that it will be harder for them to get from other places like a Facebook page or an Instagram page. So having a solid website is a very important thing for a voice studio. So let's start with the first page that people are probably going to see, your home page. The home page of your website is the most important page on your site because if a potential customer is going to visit only one page on your site, it is going to be your homepage. And when they're on your homepage, you have 10 to 30 seconds to get their attention. If you don't get their attention by that point, they are probably going to leave your site. You want your homepage to represent your studio. It should give off the vibes of your studio. If you have a laid back studio, don't use formal language on your site. If you really focus on building a strong community in your studio, you should embody that strong sense of community right off the bat on your homepage. You can do this by showing different pictures of studio events. You can do this by showing pictures of your studio. You can also do this by using different types of language to describe how your studio works. Remember, this is a chance for people to get to not only know your studio, but also the chance to get to know you. Your homepage is going to kind of be a truncated version of all the other pages on your website. So you're going to want to have short little paragraphs describing all the different components of the future pages. You're going to want to have a little blurb, a little paragraph about your studio, where you're located, what you teach. You're also going to want to talk a little bit about sessions, kind of the lengths you offer, who you tend to work with, what specific genres you teach. You might want to include your pricing on your homepage. It's totally up to you. If you have different pricing models, obviously you're going to want to have a totally separate page for explaining the different pricing models. But on your homepage, you can use phrases like affordable or reasonable rates or different payment models available. This will help people understand the cost investment that will be involved in working with your studio. The next page you're going to want to have on your site is your About page. This About page can be about your studio. It can also be about you. If you are part of a studio that has multiple teachers, obviously you're going to want to have an About Our Studio page that talks about kind of the history of your studio, the types of offerings your studio has, why you set up your studio, all of that kind of basic bio of your business, and then having separate bios for each of your teachers. Here I want to take a second and talk about writing a teacher bio for your site. Whether you're writing your bio as a subset of the kind of About the Studio page, or you're writing your bio as kind of the reason why students should want to work with you, remember, this is not a biography. This is a what you can do for the student. A lot of teachers write their entire bio out as like this historical narrative of every single resume credit that they have. That's great as long as that information is relevant to the person looking to hire you. At the end of the day, you are talking to a customer. You are talking to someone who wants to work with you. So, why should they care about your resume? Why should they care about all of the things that you've done? It's not because, oh, you're the greatest, you have this crazy huge performance resume. It's the information that you have from your experience applies to your teaching or your coaching. Remember, this isn't a bragging board. This is you sharing information with a potential client about what you can do for them and the experiences that you have that you are going to bring to their work. It doesn't matter if you sang at the Met if you're a terrible teacher. How does your experience of singing at the Met make you the best teacher for the person looking at your site? The third page you're going to want to have on your site is information about your sessions. So what types of sessions do you offer? How long of session lengths do you have? Do you do 30 minutes? Do you do 45? Do you do 60? Do you do 90? What are the different costs for those sessions? Another area that you will want to include on this page are different packages that you have. So if you're someone who does a tuition model, you're going to want to explain your tuition model on this page of your site. If you offer 4 or 6 session packages for a reduced rate, you'll want to talk about that on this page of your site. I will do an entire video talking about different payment models in the very near future, but making sure that you include all of that information so that people know what they're getting into when they're looking at your studio is very, very important. The fourth page that goes on your site is your scheduler and payments page. This is something that you might not choose to put on your website based on how you run your studio. If you are someone that is focusing primarily on weekly sessions, you might not need a scheduler. But having a payment page on your site is very, very helpful for your clients. It helps people know how they can set up their payments. So if you do a monthly tuition model, you might have a way that they can do their payments kind of right there on your site. If you do one-off sessions with people where they can schedule individual sessions kind of on an as-need basis, having this payment scheduler piece on your site can be very effective. You might also consider putting a scheduler on your site if you do kind of initial consultations with people. Those initial consultations will probably be when you have openings in your schedule. So rather than having to play the email tag game of, well, here's when I'm open and here's when I'm open, or trying to do that over the phone, you could just post your calendar on your site using something like Calendly or Acuity, and then people can find openings in your schedule, pay for that initial consult session, give you all the information you need right up front. That is a very efficient way of doing both drop-in sessions, but also those initial kind of get-to-know-you consult sessions. The last page that should go on your site is a contact page. This is a place for you to post kind of your email or your phone number or maybe even your studio location. It may also be a place to post one of those kind of contact me forms. Those can be very, very helpful if people have initial questions about taking lessons with you, or maybe even a place for parents, maybe of students that you're already working with, to send you questions that they have. If you have a preferred method of communication, definitely put that in your contact us information. If you would like people to call you rather than email you, this is the place to say that. If you are someone who prefers email, then by all means, put that on there. Define your means of communication right on the contact page of your website, and then you will have that established as you continue forth with these clients as they move through their time in your studio. There you go. Those are the top 5 pages that I think every voice teacher studio should have for their website. There are tons of other pages that you can include. Obviously, you can use the Stage Door Unlocked website as an example if you choose. If you have questions about building your studio website, feel free to reach out to us here at Stage Door Unlocked. I would love to schedule a teacher consult session and go through some ideas with you. If you would like feedback on your studio website, feel free to send me a message. I would love to share my thoughts with you. That's it for this video. As always, friends, if you like this episode, please give it a big thumbs up and click that big red subscribe button so you get notified whenever I post a new video. Have a great week, friends, and as always, you're awesome, be awesome, and I'll see you next time.